Hello? You're listening to Singled Out with Gabrielle Denise. Hola, everyone. Welcome to Singled Out, the show where we tell stories that matter and highlight youth doing amazing things in your community. My name is Gabrielle Denise, and I'm so excited about this show today. As you guys have known, if you listen to this show, I have a big passion for youth who are making a splash in the beauty industry and the hair industry, especially those people who make the effort to go the extra mile with their products. So today we are interviewing Taryn. Taryn is the owner of Renally Beauty, and I am really excited to talk to her, so make sure you stay to the end of the episode. But before we do that, let's go to today's moment of inspiration. So our moment of inspiration today is from Philippians 4, 6, and 7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So I was watching a video, and in this video, people were talking about how stressed out they are about life. Right now, as you guys know, we are going through a nationwide pandemic, and because of that, inflation is crazy. And many of us, we can fall into a pattern very easily of worrying where our next meal will come from, worrying if we're going to be able to pay the bills. And one thing that I am always so grateful of when I watch this video is that God has always provided for me, whether it have been in the 11th hour when I wasn't sure if I was going to pay it and he came through, or whether it has been like early on. And so if you are really feeling the pressure of the inflation and everything that's happening, I really encourage you to lean into this verse and to know that God's got you and that you don't have to live life anxiously. That is one thing that we have that's different. I know that maybe right now you're going through a new situation. I know I am, and I'm really starting to try to get used to this whole new reality. But this is the verse that I hold on to, is that I don't have to be anxious. So that was today's moment of inspiration. If you would like to sponsor your own moment of inspiration, then you can visit positivelygabriellewrites.com/contact. I would love to hear from you. All right, we're going to go on a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to have Taryn in the studio from Renally Beauty. All right, so can you just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so I am a full-time student right now. I'm currently going to Kennesaw State. I'm a biology major. I'm a future anesthesiologist. And then I am also a business owner, so I do own Renally Beauty. I started the company back in 2020, and I officially launched it last year of 2022. We're in 23, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, 22. So yeah, I'm a business owner, I'm a student, and I'm a future doctor, so.
Okay, future doctor.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. Like, we love to see it. I decided not to do that path, but I really think it's a great path to do.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, especially for those who like to help others.
So, what would you say that makes Renally Beauty different from other skincare brands?
I think that Renally Beauty is different from others because we are vegan based, and I know a lot of products even still today still have those chemical based ingredients, and not, everyone doesn't want that. I know I did it for my own self, and so I wanted to make something that other people that are like-minded would want to use, that's safe to put on the skin. It's good to be used on sensitive skin. No one's going to have a terrible breakout, if they use our products. And I also think it's ran by someone who genuinely is interested in skincare. I didn't just put this together, like I actually took time to curate everything that is in the product. So I think that's what makes me different and set apart from other brands.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And one thing I do love about your brand is that, like, you really focus on keeping things natural, because right now, there's just so many beauty products out there where they don't really care about that too much, and it's really harmful, especially for us women's with our hormones and stuff like that. Like, what we put on our skin matters a lot.
Definitely. I know for myself, prior to when I came up with making my own skincare, which is kind of goes into why I focus so much on the vegan products, is because when I hit, puberty, I started breaking out terribly. Like,
Yeah, me
every
too.
single day, it was the big pimples, and my mom tried to help. Like, she would get these acne medications that she would think would work, but I was using so many of them at the same time, where my skin was becoming severely irritated, raw, to the point like I couldn't touch it sometimes. Like, even putting water like would burn my skin. Like, that's how bad
Oh,
I was
wow.
reacting to it. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I can't keep using these things. And so as I got older, I got more into the natural things like aloe vera, coconut butter, and coconut oil, and like all of those different things that actually still do help what the acne medication does, but just in a more safer way.
Ah, okay, cool. Moving on to question 3. I know your mottos for the business are like creating clean and vegan products. What made you lean towards making the products this way?
Just like I said again, wanting to, well, I should say too, like, I like to experiment with things. So as I'm experimenting with things, I'm like, why don't I make natural things? Because one, it's easier. You don't have to add all these extra things into the products. You can make it and use it, and it does a phenomenal job. So, and then tying that into what I said previously, just knowing how sensitive my skin is, and I know people who have other skin problems such as eczema or dry skin, oily skin. Like, I really wanted to make products that can cater to multiple different people or groups of people, but everybody can use it.
I know some skincare products, for example, you can't keep them sitting out for too long because then they'll get like super melty and stuff like that. How do you deal with that? Because I know you don't put like some of the like preservatives and stuff in it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I tend to kind of make it in like batches. So if I know I can sell, say for instance, if I make a batch of 10, and I know for a fact like I'll be able to sell this out in 3 days, for instance, then I know, okay, I'm going to make these 10, and once they run out after these 3 days, I'll make another batch type of thing. So you kind of have to like map it out and kind of watch the patterns. Like, if you know you only sell 5 products in 5 days, or maybe let's say 2 weeks, you're not going to be making 20 products. Watch how it depends on how much people are buying your products, and also too how long the ingredients can last on their own.
Oh, okay. Do you do more like lotions and bath products, or do you do more skincare like makeup?
Right now I am focused on the body care. But I
Okay.
do, when I started the business, my idea was to do skincare, but I found myself more going towards body care when I initially launched. And I still, obviously I still have a passion for body care, but in the future, I do plan on actually like getting with a manufacturer, getting a chemist involved, which I think being a biology major kind of helps with that.
Yeah, for sure.
But getting with a chemist to make my own formulas for skin product, like for the facial products, so I can have a line for oily skin, and I can have a skincare line for dry skin and combination skin. People who have skincare problems like eczema and all of that. So I do have plans for the business to go into that direction, but right now we are just focused on the body care. So we have sugar scrubs, we have body butters, and we have bar soaps right now.
Okay, yeah. Well, that sounds pretty awesome. Make sure you guys go and check out her products. So moving on to the last question, question 4. How has God / your faith like inspired your brand?
That's a big and good question. To me, God has been a tremendous motivator in this whole process. Like I said earlier, I got the idea to start my business in 2020. But
Right.
I did not even get like any products to start making anything until last year of 2022. I think when I initially launched it, I got the LLC and like all of the legal aspects kind of.
Right.
But I was kind of unmotivated because I didn't have the funds to truly get all of the products for, the sugars that I have to use and the oils and the butters. Everything that goes into me actually making the products, everything that goes into me packaging everything, the containers, that, the products are being put into. I didn't have the funds for it at the time. So it was kind of a big thing that just made me unmotivated. And then not having the support from some people.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of put it off to the side. I kind of was like, it is what it is. And at some point, I kind of said, forget about it.
Right.
And then last year, I told myself, like, this is your business. Like, you can make so much money, that part, but also, like, make it an impact on somebody. Mm-hmm. Your product can, inspire somebody else to start their business, or it can solve somebody's skin problems. So that was a motivator for me to kind of get back on my feet. My mom was also a big motivator for me. She would be sending me so many ideas,
right,
like, of what to do. And I feel like, I don't know, last year I kind of got back into my spirituality slowly but surely. And I feel like doing that as well and just having like the faith that everything will work out was a big motivator for me wanting to, and doing so, launching the business last year after sitting on it for 2 years.
Right.
So I do think God was a tremendous help in that aspect, just like getting me back into that mindset of I can do it, I will do it, and I will succeed.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and I love what you said, because I feel like a lot of us, 2020, like when we had to stop was when a lot of businesses were born. Like, I know that was when I did most of my book writing, because I was so bored and I had nothing to do,
Right, and I think, people were launching so much in 2020, and I think as time was going back into our normal, people had to put some of their jobs, like their businesses aside, because now they had to go back to work.
Right.
And so they had to put their dream aside, and I guess that kind of was what happened. Like, the motivation, it just evaporated, but I'm glad I got it back.
Right, yeah. And I think too, like, it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication and a lot of like time and resources to start a business, especially a product business, like to have everything that you need for the business. So I mean, really 2 years to some people is really quick, because I know some people it takes them like 5-10 years to get everything that they need to get started.
Right, and that was even another thing that really stopped me from moving forward, because I would keep saying, like, well, I don't have this and I don't have that, especially when it came to the finances. But I was just like making excuses, and my mom kept saying, like, well, you have to start somewhere. Like, if you start now and you get some profit, then you can use that profit to get the things that you need.
Right,
so
exactly.
Last year I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to make any more excuses. I gave myself a budget, and I was like, I'm going to be able to launch my business within this budget. Because I gave myself like $500.
Right.
Everything that I needed, my business cards, the logo printed, the products that I needed for it, to sell, obviously, the containers, like everything was under that $500, and machines and like all of that. And I was kind of like, that was another motivator for me too, because it showed me I can make stuff work with the little things that I have, and that was awesome for me. Like, that was a big goal that I hit for myself.
Yeah, and I think that's really inspiring too to anybody who's listening to this, and maybe you want to start your business but they don't have everything. You don't have to have every single thing. You just need to have like your core things, and everything else will come. And especially like for me, I know I waited for a long time before I had a website for my business, because it was so much work to create. And so like, if you can get a social media profile out there, you can do the website later on. Like, you don't have to worry about that at the very beginning,
Right, because most people in today's age, at least, most of us, when we're shopping, we're coming across something online, whether that's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And then that leads you to go to the website. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to try and purchase it through the app that you found it on anyway. So.
Right, exactly. Okay, good. So, my last question, I asked this to all of the guests that come on the show because this show is really catered for people who have stories to tell, but also youth. And so, do you think that it's really important for youth to have spaces that are like just for them?
Most definitely, I do. I feel like when we don't give the youth, whether they're young adults, teenagers, kids, when we don't give them their space, that can make them feel very stuck in the sense, especially coming from, like, if you have parents, you know, you might not feel like you can be yourself 100%. Or
Right.
you might feel like, oh, well, I'm in my parents' presence, so let me not do this, even though that's something that you do all the time. Like, that's something you like to do. And even, like, say, for instance, you guys get into an argument and you don't have that space to, like, walk away and be in your own energy to regulate your emotions and your thoughts. That can become very toxic and unhealthy because then you're going to be holding all of these emotions inside. And if you don't have an outlet where you can just be by yourself and think things through, it's going to be very, like, heavy on your mental, your emotional health, and even your spiritual health as well. So I definitely think we do need to give the youth their space to embrace their creativity, their emotions, their thoughts, their ideas, and everything else in between.
Yeah, and I know you were there, I think, when we had the youth group, and we had the one youth leader, and he, like, really brought the youth together. And, like, I really hope that one day a church that I'm in can strive to have that same thing, because it was so special to me how he created a space for just the youth to be themselves, because it was, like, such an awkward time at that point, and I felt like a lot of us didn't have the space to do that.
Right, especially with that specific church that we went to. I know, like, I went to the kids' church for the longest time.
Me too.
I didn't even know that there was a youth church by itself. I don't even know who brought it to my attention, but I know, like, when I did start going there, I felt so, like, at home, and like I'm not with the little kids anymore. Like, I can actually be with people my age, and we can actually have some mature conversations. Like, I, like, very much enjoyed the activities that we did, and just, like, that group all together. It was a good group of people that we were all friends with. And yeah, I think anybody should have that type of space, whether it is at church, at school, at work, wherever. You should have some comfort group that you can, you know, go to and talk to.
Right. Yeah, I've kind of been thinking about that lately too, like, because I know a lot of business owners who are like my age and like our age, really, and it is really hard out here. Like, it's isolating, it's tough, like, trying to create products and make it in this big world. So it's just like, I've kind of thought about creating like a Facebook group or something for youth who are like owning businesses and doing stuff like that, because I feel like it's really hard to find community of young business owners our age.
Yeah, that's my problem. Like, I've been wanting to find a mentor for the longest time for business, because there's so many things that I have questions about, especially when it comes to marketing, and not having somebody to,
Me too.
Like, bounce your ideas. You're right. Like, not having someone to bounce your ideas off of can, like, get frustrating, because it's like, I don't know if this is right, or if I should do this, or if I shouldn't. And some people too, they can, you know, be stingy with the information they have, and so then that's even more frustrating, because it's like, I know you can help me,
right,
but you don't want to. So yeah, finding that youth group of business owners would be awesome. I would definitely join it.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm just thinking about it. Maybe that'll be something in the future, but I definitely think that even just youth in general, we need a space where we can come together and like throw ideas out there, and maybe like together we would be able to, like, you know, like, people need funding for their businesses. Maybe together, if we approach businesses like, hey, we have these ideas, then they would be more apt to listen to us than if we just went up to a business and was like, hey, like, you know, could you slide some money my way, you know?
Right, like, coming prepared together, because, like, there's so much, especially just within the group itself, like, there's so much information I have that like, if I ever come across somebody who's like, hey, can you help me with this? I'm 100% going to help you.
Yeah, me too.
Because I want to see you win, just like I want you to also see me win. So, you know, if I can help you and you can help me, then I feel like that would be great. And, you know, we can help each other get to the top, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess thanks for helping me flesh out that idea. I didn't know. It just came to my head.
No problem.
Okay, so we're sort of running out of time, but my last question is like, how can people get in contact with you and like buy your products?
Yeah, so you can go to the website, which is Renally Beauty, and that's RYNALYBEAUTY.com. That's also my Instagram app for the business, Renally Beauty. If you want my personal, it's Taryn Burdon, and that is TARYNBIRDON. And you guys can reach me at either one of those Instagram apps or the website.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. It was really awesome having you. And y'all go support her products and her business. Like, we're trying to really uplift everybody on this show. So, all right.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So, we're going to go on a quick commercial break and then we'll be right back. Now to our song of the week. Today's song of the week is called I Know I Need You by Ryan Ellis. I am actually a huge Ryan Ellis fan. I think his music is really great for anybody who has anxiety and they just need something that's really positive. So here is one of the first few lyrics of the song. Tiny problems always seem to tidal with me violently. You're tossing and turning round and round my mind all day. If it's not that, then it's enough and my hands feel tired. I feel this burning. I gasp for air, take a walk, or I'm drowning in this ocean, Lord. But you reach out your hand, I know I need you. If this is not just a testament to how it can feel to live in this world sometimes, I don't know what is. I give this song a 10 out of 10 for catchiness, a 4 out of 10 for repetitiveness, and I definitely think that you guys will love this song. So without further ado, here's the song of the week, I Know I Need You by Ryan Ellis.